Eternal memory, brothers. These cryptic words, haunting Russian military online channels, are the only clue to the fate of a Russian Su-34 crew after whispers speculating about its shootdown started to spread throughout the region. Just weeks ago, Russian airman Ilya Tumanov reported the downing of a similar aircraft, the crash site bearing no signs of life. Now, with yet another Su-34 lost, an ominous pattern is emerging. A silent predator prowling the skies, striking down Russia's mightiest aircraft with the precision of a hawk descending on unsuspecting prey. Though this mystery menace remains unseen, speculation swirls, with many suspecting it to be one of Ukraine's newest and most lethal additions to the war, supersonic fighter, the F-16 Fighting Falcon. A Russian air hunter. Few aircraft dare confront a Russian Su-34 mid-air and live to tell the tale, let alone claim a victorious dogfight. This twin-engine supersonic fighter bomber was crafted as a warrior of the skies, purpose-built for tactical bombing, interdiction, and close air support in high-stakes missions. It delivers each strike with surgical precision, annihilating targets long before they can retaliate. Equipped with advanced armor and an advanced electronic countermeasures system, the Su-34 shields itself from enemy radar and missiles, disrupting lock-ons and evading strikes across high-threat battlefields without a scratch. Yet, it's not just the Su-34's defenses that make this one of the most feared planes from Russia's fleet. Armed with a lethal array of munitions, including Kh-29 guided rockets that puncture fortified bunkers, Kh-31P anti-radiation missiles, and long-range air-to-air weapons, this machine can strike enemies in the air, on land, and at sea. Its sophisticated radar system tracks and engages multiple targets simultaneously, while in-flight refueling and extended range tanks make its reach nearly boundless, ready to pursue foes far beyond Russian borders. In Syria, the Su-34 earned a fearsome reputation as it executed precision bombings on rebel and ISIS positions, dismantling critical infrastructure with devastating efficiency. Flying at high altitudes, it delivered its payload with pinpoint accuracy, while evading ground-based threats, leaving no doubt amongst its enemies that this is one of the most powerful aerial weapons they have ever faced. As the Russia-Ukraine war rages on, the Su-34 has become the backbone of Russia's air offensive, executing relentless bombing raids on Ukrainian military positions, infrastructure, and supply routes, casting a shadow of fear over the skies and pressing Ukrainian forces to engage in a desperate struggle for control. But as Ukraine's newly deployed F-16 fighters enter the fight, the battle for air superiority in the region escalates to unprecedented heights. Su-34 finds its match. Since its maiden flight in 1974, the American-built F-16 has proven to be one of the most destructive aerial weapon fighter jets ever developed, built to dominate any airspace it enters. Its fly-by-wire controls are computer-assisted, allowing for unparalleled responsiveness and agility. The frameless bubble canopy offers a near unobstructed battlefield view, a critical advantage in close air-to-air combat. The side-mounted control stick provides precise handling, even under punishing G-forces, and a reclined seat helps pilots withstand the extreme stresses of aerial dogfighting. But the F-16's most menacing attribute is its firepower. Armed with AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles for beyond visual range engagements and AIM-9X sidewinders for close-quarters dogfights, the F-16's adversaries are often forced into retreat. However, outrunning this jet is a nearly impossible mission. With advanced radar systems and targeting capabilities, the F-16 can deliver precision-guided munitions against any targets that attempt an escape, making it a lethal force, both in air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. But perhaps the F-16's crowning feature is its helmet-mounted cueing system, allowing pilots to target enemies at extreme angles with just a glance, while its pylon-integrated dispersing system deploys countermeasures to evade radar-guided strikes, making the F-16 one of the toughest foes can find in the air, even though it's aboard some of the most sophisticated aircraft. Recognizing the F-16's potential to shift the balance in Ukraine's favor, President Volodymyr Zelensky tirelessly fought for the aircraft's inclusion in Ukraine's arsenal from the war's outset. Ukrainian pilots were sent to the US to advocate before Congress for deploying F-16s to strengthen Kyiv's defense. The decision was strategic and calculated. Only by the summer of 2024 did the first of these fighters arrive in Ukrainian hands. With the F-16 in the skies, Ukraine has gained a powerful asset in its ongoing fight. However, their takeoff has been far from smooth. Training and first missions. Soon after the F-16 touched down in Ukraine, it became clear that deploying these advanced jets in battle would be no simple feat. Ukrainian forces were accustomed to older hydraulic system jets, and local pilots were not yet familiar with the unpaired responsiveness and power of the F-16. Michael Bonert, an engineer at the RAND Corporation, explained the challenge, quote, "Transitioning pilots from the older to the newer is a problem because you can teach someone to fly a plane in 6 months to a year. But to teach them that muscle memory, to know what to do when something goes wrong, takes 4 or 5, 6. It takes many more years." With time running out and training limited, Ukraine has had no choice but to launch these new jets into combat, with pilots still getting accustomed to their capabilities. In one of the first high-stakes missions for Ukraine's F-16s, the goal was to intercept and destroy a barrage of Russian missiles and drones targeting Ukrainian cities. These operations are lightning-fast and dangerously complex. Pilots have described the intensity in vivid terms, quote, "You have a split second, if that much time, to decide to lock on and fire one of the air-to-air weapons against these incoming missiles. They're coming at high speeds, and they have to be intercepted before they pass you." For this mission, the American-made F-16, with its heightened agility and precision, seemed a perfect choice. The squadron successfully took down 4 Russian missiles. But as they closed in on the next target, contact was lost with one of the jets. Not too long passed before the troops realized the plane had crashed. On board was Colonel Alexei Moonfish Mez, a highly respected pilot who had traveled to the US to advocate for the deployment of the F-16 to Ukraine. His passing was a devastating blow to Ukrainian morale, sparking urgent questions about whether these new jets were truly prepared to face the brutal challenges of the Russia-Ukraine war. On October 12th, a flicker of hope swept through Ukraine's military circles after a cryptic message appeared on a Telegram channel by Russian military blogger Ilya Tumanov. The post conveyed a sense of urgency and despair. Quote, "Urgent. Our Su-34 was shot down. The plane was shot down during a high-explosive bomb. Our Su-34 was apparently shot down by an F-16. Soon, there will be more such losses." The ominous note quickly drew international attention. News outlets scrambled to verify the report, but neither the Russian nor Ukrainian defense ministries issued any confirmation or denial, fueling the intrigue. Experts speculated that for a Ukrainian F-16 to track and strike a Russian Su-34 deep behind enemy lines, 31 miles past the front line, it would need to reach an altitude both high enough to avoid Russian radar detection and low enough to stay within range of Russian ground-launched missiles. A daring, nearly impossible feat, if true. Just weeks later, a second report of a downed Russian Su-34 surfaced across military channels, echoing the earlier claims of a Ukrainian F-16 ambush. Rumors flew that the pilots hadn't survived. Yet again, the silence from both sides of the conflict was deafening. Speculation mounted. Was Russia losing its prized aircraft to a silent predator in the skies they were reluctant to acknowledge? Some claimed this shadowy force could be an F-16, newly arrived to bolster Ukraine's air defense, while others pointed to Patriot missile systems stationed within striking range. Ukraine, for its part, offered no clarifications, leaving Russians guessing and casting a shroud of mystery over the true nature of this aerial specter stalking their fleet. The challenge is ahead. Whether or not Ukrainian F-16s have been stalking Su-34s in the shadows, one thing remains true. These jets are bracing for far more brutal encounters as the war grinds into its third year. Despite possessing advanced fighter jets capable of taking on Russia's elite aircraft, Ukraine must unleash every ounce of its firepower in aggressive campaigns if it hopes to gain the upper hand in this conflict. As Michael Bonert, air warfare expert from the RAND Corporation, puts it, quote, "If any of the F-16s make it to the end of the war, they probably weren't used hard enough." These aircraft aren't simply on loan to Ukraine. They're being provided with the expectation that they'll be pushed to their absolute limits, even if that means they won't return. The demands of this high-stakes conflict require risk as a core strategy. Soon, targeting Su-34s may no longer be a rare, ambitious move. Rather, it will be a standard mission for Ukrainian F-16 pilots. In Bonert's words, quote, "If you look at World War II, most of the planes that we started with didn't end the war."